Hello there. Thanks for tuning in to Ajucana, the Advanced Racing Analysis. This weekend is the Indy 500, and I'm just going to go through some of the names and give my thoughts on the drivers. Number 33, Ben Hanley. I think this is a token entry because they wanted to reach that magical 33 entries for the Indy 500. So because I remember Dragon Speeds was talking about how they needed to upgrade their car, and right now with the pandemic they don't see that, you know, that's a priority for them right now, and all of a sudden they enter the Indy 500 and have a car that's up to full spec. So I think this is token entry so the field could have 33 entries. But hey, it works, you know. So you don't want to have your flagship race with less than optimum numbers. So yeah, so you needed him there. Max Chilton, number 30. He doesn't like, he said he no longer wants to do ovals, but he'll do the Indy 500 because he's actually good here. So that's why he wants to do this race. So I'm wondering, if he were to win it, will he just come back just for the Indy 500 from then on? Because he will instantly be an IndyCar legend. So, and sponsors would want him to do more races. So I wonder how that will go. But I guess we won't know until if he actually wins it. So, but he got a cool helmet, so that's probably the coolest, one of the coolest helmet designs you'll see anywhere. Helio Castroneves, number 28. I think he actually could be rusty. Helio Castroneves could actually be rusty. So, because he didn't get to do the Indianapolis Grand Prix, and then he also have another full-time series that he has to worry about at the top level. So because he's supposed to be in the championship hunt, or at least try to be in the championship hunt, so him having all that going on, and then all of a sudden he just jumps in, and yeah, so it's different compared to other drivers. Some of them don't have anything else going on, or they don't have any other program of that same caliber. So he pretty much, so that kind of, you know, that can throw you off. Number 26, Alonso. So this is exactly the reason why he wanted to be with Andretti, even though he knew that there was a possibility that Honda could say no to him, but he still wanted to try to see if he could find a seat at Andretti. So, but you know, so because he knows Andretti is the team, so he knows that he doesn't have that much experience here. He just, you know, he doesn't have to worry about qualifying. He just wanted a good car because that's what will let you win, right? So, but he knew it. So, and he also knows that, you know, you don't make a heavy hitter mad. So I'm sure he knows that no matter where you go, no matter how big you are, actually you want to align yourself with a heavy hitter. You know, if he, during the McLaren days, the McLaren Honda days, if he had went to Honda's management and said, look, I don't know what these guys at McLaren are doing. I was here last time and they screwed me out of the third championship. So if you guys want to leave McLaren and go somewhere else, please take me with you and I'll be there. Hey, I guarantee you, he would have been Red Bull right now with Max Verstappen. Number 25, Simon Pagenaud. He qualified lower than expected, but the good thing for him is that this year, this is pretty much his average qualifying spot. And if anything, he actually has a good chance of coming to the front. So I think he's a fuel meister. Pagenaud has been good at fuel saving, and during the pits, he's been, because they had to put less fuel in his car, he'll find himself in the top 5 and top 10. So that's why he's second in the championship lap right now. So that's somebody who Alonso should try to follow during the race. Number 23, Tony Kanaan. Well, we do see the return of the ABC car. So other than that, I'm not sure there's much we'll say. He won the race, but he's still with AJ Ford Racing. So we'll see, you know. So if he can manage to be in the top 10, that'll be an accomplishment. Number 22 is Willpower. So considering that he is, so out of all 4 Penske drivers, 3 of them are in the lower third, so 22 and below, except for Joseph Newgarden, who's further up the grid. So this is really Penske's pace. This is really the pace that Penske drivers have. But they have good experience, so the 3 drivers who have won the race are actually the lower qualifying driver, and the only Penske driver who has won it is actually qualified higher than the ones who have won it. Zach Veach qualified number 17th out of Andretti's Armada. I'm sure everybody else sees it, so it's not like I'm hating on him, but you know, it's kind of expected because he's been hyped, but he hasn't really delivered. So, but he's an odd man out here, so he needs to pick up the pace. Number 16, Ed Carpenter. His sponsor is the U.S. Space Force. So on the side, okay, you do see U.S. Space Force on the wing and other parts of his car, but on the side where the U.S. Space Force is emblazoned, so that's the biggest advertisement on the side. It says USSF. So okay, I know it's U.S. Space Force. I actually watched the press release when it was announced in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. But if you don't really follow government or follow IndyCar, you might not know. If you're just a casual watcher of IndyCar, you might not know that's a U.S. Space Force. So they should have put, in my opinion, just U.S. and then Space Force, not just USSF. You need to advertise better. U.S. Space Force, make yourself known, make people see. If you're gonna advertise, do it right. Number 15, Pato O'Ward. So this is Alonso's teammate. So this is potentially what Alonso's car could do. Pato O'Ward is pretty good on oval, so I mean he's pretty much good everywhere. Number 13 is Joseph Newgarden. So he's the best Penske qualifier. None of the Penske are in the first third of the field. They're all in the second third or the bottom third. So that's, but it's still a possibility they can still win. So you don't want to count them out because, yeah, it's still Penske. Spencer Pigot, number 12. So I'm glad to see him. He's one of my favorite drivers, and he deserves a chance. And yeah, besides, Ray Hall has more sponsorship than they know what to do with. Number 7 is Alex Palou, or Alex Palou. He can actually creep up on Santino Ferrucci and actually beat them in the standings. So hopefully that doesn't bring any sentiment of resentment. So we'll see, because we know about Santino Ferrucci. So him, because he was supposed to be the star, but when he actually gets into the racing world, he finds out that wow, other people are just as good as him or even better, and some have even as much resources as him or even more resources. So yeah, but Alex Palou is one of them. So that's why he wanted to try his hand at IndyCar to see how he actually fares. So yeah, so right now he actually qualified higher than Santino Ferrucci, and he's doing pretty good. And he might, it'll be funny if he actually finishes higher. So this is pretty much a war in the standings between those two. Something I'll be watching very keenly. Number 6 is James Hinchcliffe. Alonso is watching this car and thinking this should have been his car. If Hinchcliffe happens to win, Alonso is going to be gutted, because that would have been his car. That's his car. So that's really why he wants to be with Andretti. He knows how good they are at setting up for the Indy 500. If James Hinchcliffe comes and laps him during the race, that will be, yeah, he's really going to feel it. It's going to be, I mean, he might not talk about it, maybe no one will talk about it, but he's really going to feel it. And this was meant to be his car. And as soon as he got rejected by Honda, that's when James Hinchcliffe pounced on that ride, the Andretti car. He could win it. Hinchcliffe will literally win it, because he wants to resurrect his IndyCar career, and winning it will do that. Number 4, Rinus Veekay. This is amazing. This is just very well done. This is what Mika Hakkinen did to Ayrton Senna one time. It's about the ball. You gotta have some balls. So yeah, so Rinus Veekay had some big balls to do that. But generally it takes experience, and it's hard to see a rookie winning it. But it could happen, but I'm not really counting on it too much. The big shocker, Marco Andretti, P1. Wow. I'm sure this is what he was hoping for. This is why he stayed in IndyCar, even though the results are not going his way, even though what I've said in my video, people like me and people like Paul Tracy have said, and a whole bunch of other people have talked about him, but he knew that he got the resources, so he just got to be patient and keep trying, and one day he's going to win the big one and it'll be all over. Okay, well, he's closer to it. But I don't know, he might win it, he might not win it. Other people, but it also takes a lot of hunger. So other people are just as hungry, and some are just as good or even better, and have a lot more experience. Well, he got all the experience he needs, so, but it's the hunger that's there, and the technique and a whole bunch of other stuff. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe and comment, and thanks for watching.